Oh, hey, how's the audio? Somebody give me, what's up, Masks for America? I just learned about you today. We got masks for everybody. We got masks for America, masks for Doc, masks for all. It's like this increasing scale. So you start with the docs, then you go to America, then you go for all. But I feel like the masks need masks. You know what I mean? Um, so, Coachella, what's happening? I hope I'm not too loud. This is an experimental setup where I wanted to try making this show. You are watching live on lockdown. What's good? Oh, I should probably say that. This is live on lockdown. I'll share perspectives on questions. Use Okay, let's see how good my iOS game is. Yeah, I typed it on the Mac, but then I put it on the phone. Tim doesn't lie about everything. Okay. Yes, sir. Undefeated 1557. What's up? What's up? Not a strong sleeper. This is not a good time to not be a strong sleeper. My goodness. Oh, beverage? Yes. Some colored water. Okay. All right, so it seems like you can hear me. Okay, which is good. And I want to thank you. So what I put in the comment there, hopefully you can see, but essentially I've been doing a live interactive show from this room, the studio, aka room attached to garage that I'm not done setting up yet. And I have been hosting it through Zoom, and I will continue to Zoom it. What's up, Jen Nickel? Jen was a guest on the Zoom show. And so I'm going to try doing the Zoom shows on Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. You can do the math on the other time zones. I will not travel the world with you mathematically. And then Thursday nights, let's do the IG Live. And I just want to experiment with like different production, different vibe, and bringing y'all in. So some of the things you should know about how this can go. If you've got questions, you hit that little question box right about down there and just kind of file the question. If you got comments, obviously you know how to comment. I'm going to just wave at you with my hands instead of pressing a button to wave. This home quarantine situation has got us pressing buttons to do things we would normally do in the real world. Like contact our loved ones, like attend meetings, for some people, sex. So yeah, this is, I'm going to use my body as much as I can because I've been looking at screens and tapping things way too much. All right, good. So that seems to be kicking in. And then if you are in a place where you want to jump on the screen with me, go ahead and scroll back down through the comments and request to join. I'm not quite at that part of the show yet. I want to share some things first, let more people get in the room, but I want to give that a shot. And if that works, then I might have a different show for Instagram than for the Zoom. I'm also going to try something. Just makes me peace in like that. Hey, Arden. You have to putting the desired action in your username is a genius move. Hey, Arden. Like I just greeted you by accident. That's clever. That's clever. How about a username like let's get a good President Joe? How about that? How about a respirators for all hospitals Jim? How about that? So we could just work the username to get the things we want. Oh, Jen, you like my ceiling. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. That is wallpaper. Yup. That's not real wood. I know it looks a little fancy, but that is wallpaper, my friends. And yeah, we rented this place and it came like that, and I decided not to touch it. Also ran out of time to touch anything. So let me get to a few things that I know, right? Mind blown. I thank you for communicating with the emoji, Jen. So there's a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share in a semi-structured, mostly unstructured form. But, you know, before I get to that, I see all these questions popping up from people not using the question structure, just typing comments in, which is fine. Coachella, always mad love for you. So I'm in Highland Park in Northeast Los Angeles. Been here for about a year. Left New York under the cover of night and told no one a year ago. And but it's really just starting to settle in, and then forced to settle in now because pandemic. So I'm happy things are working out generally here, except for the end of the world as we know it. But who's not dealing with that? That's the beauty of the thing. We're kind of all in the thing. Very, very New York of you, though. Thank you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You just do the thing. Don't talk about all the stuff you're going to do. New Yorkers just get it done. And so obviously I've been many more years there than here, so I'm still more there than here. But I have appreciated for the time I could enjoy going outside here. It's been great. It's been great. So let me share some thoughts with y'all. Let me get a little closer to you so you can see the little breakout happening on my forehead. Let me get that close. That's how comfortable we're gonna be together. I was talking to my older sister, Belinda, who lives in Lansing, Michigan. She is a yogi. She has a business at Just Be Yoga. That's her Instagram handle. The letter B, not the word. Her name's B for Belinda. I'm Baratunde. We're like the B kids, B squared, if you will. At any rate, I was talking to Belinda, and you know, she's known some people who have passed from this thing, folks with underlying health conditions, very young, but with diabetes and complicated health due to obesity. And so we started talking about kind of like the scale of what we're up against. And obviously the federal government is garbage at the highest levels, so we can't quite trust what's coming out of there. But as you look around the world, as you look at the real data, which doesn't lie as much as our top politician does, I was hit this week with the realization that this is a massive historical event. This isn't like, oh, shelter in place for a couple of weeks and then get back to normal. This is it. Oh, remember that thing that we kind of went through and it was a bit inconvenient? This is on the order of the Vietnam War, World War II, the Great Depression, even the Civil War. And I say that because, and I'm going to start the show with like the Stark shit, and we're going to have some fun later. Don't worry. It's not going to all be like Baratunde just bringing down the hammer. But a hammer needs to be brought in. So I shall bringeth it forth, like so. The best case scenario in the United States is that we have 100,000 people die. And that is if we do everything right. I doubt we will. It seems we have certain really interesting. So the Apple-based assistant, who I shall not name, just interrupted my flow and paused the feed, assuming I had asked for some help. So that's something to work out. All right. At any rate, we have this projection of 100,000 people in the best case scenario who will die in the United States due to COVID-19. And that is a best case scenario. So for comparison, how many people died in the Vietnam War? How many people you think died in the Vietnam War? Throw the number in the comments. I want to see who knows what. Consider this like an impromptu Professor Tunde moment. Not a shaming opportunity, just kind of curious what scale and who's sitting on what kind of information. Obviously, I have an answer. I think it's the right answer. But if you know how many people died, U.S. service members died in the Vietnam War, throw it up on the screen. And and I will look for that response. Undefeated 1557 says 200,000. Jen Nickel, too many regardless. I love those are the two answers I'm going with. It's in between. It was 58,000 people. 58,000 people. So for perspective, COVID-19, in the best case scenario, is likely to result in 2 Vietnam Wars worth of U.S. deaths. 2 Vietnams. So if you just look at that scale, and I'm not going to go to like super dark worst case scenario, you can imagine it. You can see it playing out when certain governors act like they know better than science and the virus. Like you're not going to win, Brian Kemp of Georgia. You probably didn't win, Brian Kemp of Georgia. You probably stole the election from Stacey Abrams. More people would have lived in Georgia were it not for that election, sadly. So in the best case scenario, we got 2 Vietnams happening in way less time. And what did Vietnam give us? It gave us a certain set of cultural results. It gave us a certain politics. It gave us the closest thing to a revolution this country's ever had, short of the Civil War, which was an actual revolution and the suppression of that. So that's the scale that we're working on. I just kind of want to set the level. Hello, African 12345X. Welcome to the show. This is Live on Lockdown. I'm Baratunde Thurston. I'm sharing some perspectives. I'm inviting people in to share theirs. If you're somewhere in the world, which you are, unless you're a bot, and you'd like to come on air and share where you are and how you are, what you're seeing, how you're getting through it, go ahead and scroll back to the beginning of the comment feed and request to join the feed, and I will accept your request at great risk to myself, at great peril, great risk. But that's sort of my first thought that I wanted to sort of broadcast out there is we got to start looking at this at the right scale. And the shifts, the suffering, the opportunity that comes with something on the order of 2 Vietnam Wars in the best case scenario, which again, I doubt is the world we are living in. Now, to shift things up a little bit, I want to share a couple observations about like what it means to be on quote unquote lockdown. And I use that term in the same way that many of us are using it, which is to say, without respect for folks who are actually on lockdown in our prison systems and jail systems around the country and around the world. For a perspective on that, you can go back into my feed, see this interview I did with Shaka Senghor, who talked about the risks, the dangers facing people who are in this situation, but also behind bars in actual lockup, in actual lockdown. So this is Live on Lockdown, LOL. I try to throw some laughs in there, drop some knowledge. I see you, Sutler. We have so many beautiful people here. Thank you for joining and tuning in. We have educators in the room. In fact, Jen Nickel and Sutler, both educators from Indiana and the great state of New York, Fort Wayne, I think, and Brooklyn, to name the cities, to just do that. And Candy Carver, that's a fun name. Candy Carver. I'm getting distracted by the usernames. Back to my mission. Let me share some observations that I had walking around with great social distance in my neighborhood and seeing what the effects are of the quarantine orders in various parts of the country. So when I first moved to LA, to the Highland Park neighborhood, I took walks every morning because I could, because it was beautiful and I didn't bump into not one rat along the way. And it was just nice to be like, what's good, hummingbird? I basically say like my move from New York to LA was like I traded in the rats for hummingbirds. That's been my experience. Not everybody's experience. I got very lucky in terms of the specific plot of land that I landed on. But I would take these morning walks, partly for exercise, partly for, joy, partly to just connect with the space I'm living in. And I just like to feel the space I'm living in, and partly to signal to my neighbors that I belong here. Don't be calling the cops on me. My neighborhood is heavily Latin and increasingly white. It's like one of those zones. And this was mostly to the increasingly white part of the neighborhood to be like, hey, I'm the Negro around the corner, right? Every day you'll see me and you'll know I'm your neighbor. I'm like Ned Flanders with a beard and this hair. And so I'm like yokely dokely neighboring and saying what's up. And now when I walk around, I like keep my distance. You know, I'm still waving. I'm still very friendly. Like I'm friendly now, even talking about the magical death numbers we're going to experience. But I'm finding myself, you know, playing this kind of game of chicken, walking down the sidewalk, and I'm just like approaching, and then I step to the side. You know, like I'm used to being the black person that gets stepped around, right, by the fearful, probably new to the neighborhood white person. But now I'm that person, right? I'm the black person afraid because I don't know what you're carrying. I don't know if that's an allergy cough because spring's coming. I don't know if you're just clearing your throat, or if, is that a corona cough, right? These are all possible things. And so with a preponderance of caution, I just do one of these. And it struck me that this is what you call balance. This is how the other half lives. This is like, oh, I'm feeling this thing. I'm avoiding someone else because I don't trust them, and they usually do that to me. How does it feel? How does it feel? So I thought about that, and I thought, I'm so not used to being on this side of the sidewalk avoidance game, but pandemics will change up everything. They will change up everything. I also want to share some sympathy and empathy, both, heavy dose of both. We've heard stories of people who are cooped up with their children and so many members of their family. We're hearing stories of people who are alone and don't have anyone, no quarantine buddies to cuddle with. I got a quarantine buddy. She's great. We're doing good. But I just thought about the forced quarantine buddy situation. So if you're out there and you're shacked up with your Craigslist roommate for a term of like share occupancy and cohabitation that you did not sign up for, I feel for you. Because there are people out there in this world who went to Craigslist and was like, I'm not looking for friendship. I'm not looking for camaraderie or community. I'm hoping we have opposite schedules. Like you work the night shift, I work the day shift, and we can meet on the stoop on the way in and out. And now your whole system is busted. You were looking for money and you got a buddy. And maybe you don't get along. Maybe you're different, totally different perspectives on life. And I have not heard the media telling your story. So if you're out there, forced shack up with a Craigslist roommate whose name you barely knew, whose habits you were proud to not know, and now you fighting over the shower and the smells of the food you're cooking and what's going to be streamed on whose password on Netflix, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. And I just want you to know I see you. I recognize your struggle. And I just want to share a little love and a little empathy for you. So that's... This is like stand up in a vacuum. Okay, cool. So, but I like the emoji. I will accept tear emojis as this. And meanwhile, I'm gonna applaud myself. I learned on a Zoom call today. Can we talk about Zoom? I learned on a Zoom call today that when you applaud alone, you are high-fiving yourself. So everybody give yourself a round of applause. High five yourselves, people. You deserve it. You deserve it. All right, let me scroll back through some of these comments, see if I've missed anything. Again, if you have questions for me, throw them in the question box. I can see that populating now. So I will get to that. And I'm just seeing who else is in here. Yes, those rats are huge. Woo, indeed. Friends. It's like going back in time. Some of these people might not even be in the feed anymore. Just want to thank you for coming to the show, even though you've already left. Okay, there we go. So we're caught back up, and I will. Oh, thank you, K Pearl. I applaud you too. I appreciate that. Let's go to the question box. Oh, Instagram, don't do this to me. Well, I learned something about Instagram just now. My question box is filled because I posted the opportunity to ask questions in my IG story. This is what it's come down to. Like, life and the experience of it is just about like your Zoom settings and what part of Mark Zuckerberg's universe you had trouble with today. So I thought somebody had asked a question using the question thing, but what I was seeing instead was responses to a question I asked yesterday, which I will share with you right now because I think it's kind of interesting. So I posted a video earlier, and I'm going to encourage y'all. First off, if you just joined, what's up? This is Baratunde Thurston. This is Live on Lockdown, LOL, Season 1, Episode 5. And I hope that we're just at Season 1. Like, I'm not trying to get picked up for a second season. I really don't want this show to be too successful. We do not need like 6 seasons of Live on Lockdown. That means I'm the only one making or watching the show if this thing goes on that long. But I saw this article yesterday because that's what we do now. We read articles, we hang out in Zoom, and for those with kids, I mean, just bless you. And we take in facts. We take in new information that freaks us out, and then we get a tightness in our chest, which is, 50% chance it's anxiety, 50% chance you're the source of the coronavirus. So that creates more anxiety just thinking about that. So you read these articles, you take in this new information, and I took in some information yesterday. I've been watching our girl Rachel Maddow go hard in the paint. Just Rachel, I mean, just like throw some praise emojis up for Rachel Maddow, because I haven't seen her this mad since we were putting kids in cages. Even the Russia stuff felt like nothing versus what she's dealing with right here. And she's been very upset at these governors who think they know better than science and are not doing statewide lockdowns. And so I looked up, like, who's left? Who's the governor that thinks they're smarter than everybody else? And I found this map on the New York Times website, and I'm going to see if I can even pull it up to show you, what states think they can outsmart the rest of us. So statewide lockdowns, times. See how fast see which states have told residents to stay home. All right, I'm going to do an experiment. This is how we're going to try with the production values on this show. Cool. So here we go. This is America. Oh, I wish I could roll music in because I would cue up some Childish Gambino, Donald Glover in a second. So the Solid Browns, they have a statewide order. The Stripedy Stripe people, they're kind of half-stepping. They're thinking about it. Some places got it, some places don't. And then the white states, and the white states think they're better than everybody else. We still got a couple of white states out there. North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Arkansas. These states with the least color, think they're better than everybody else. And so I asked a question of y'all in my story the other day, and I was like, yo, who do you think, who's going to be the last state? Like, how's history going to look at you? You're number 50. And actually, the territories are even moving faster, so we got to up that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many states and territories comprise the United States of America? I don't know. 62, 56? This is not my specialty. I'm not a teacher, and I don't have kids, so I don't have to pretend nowadays. But point being, y'all voted kind of in my informal question quiz thing, and there was a pretty high rate for a Dakota. So if anybody's watching is like in one of the Dakotas right now, why don't you come on and talk to me about what's going on out there? What's going on out there? Jen Nichols says it'll be Iowa, the lowdown Karen manager state. Yeah, I don't hear too many good things about the governor of Iowa. I'll be quite honest with you, I haven't paid very much attention to the governor of Iowa out of sense of self-love and respect for my own mind. But others have paid attention, and I'm sorry to hear what's happening there. The sad part about all this, right, is you're not gonna. There's no escape. This pandemic is a hurricane and a tornado and an earthquake and a fire that hits everywhere. You don't get lucky and dodge it. You don't dodge the bullet, and you can't like move out of the way. Like I can move out of the way of my fellow pedestrians if they're not trying to back the fuck up. But the state cannot move out of the way. So they are costing their citizens, and they're costing all of us because we are interconnected. Time for a beverage break. Welcome, welcome. If you've just joined, this is Live on Lockdown. I'm Baratunde Thurston, and this is like a low production version of the show I do twice a week. Visit baratunde.com/live. And furthermore, I appreciate use of the word furthermore. If you have enjoyed connecting and hanging out and all that stuff, but you got some doubts about your ability to reach me, or you just want something a little more direct, or you like getting birthday texts, this is my phone number. It's my community number. It's more of a public number. It's not the iMessage number. Don't get it twisted. But I see all these messages and I answer them myself. I have zero staff on this. So shoot me a text. 202-894-8844. 894-8844. I sent something out on text that I'm going to share with all y'all right now because I got mad love for you people. And when I say you people, I mean it in that way. So I'm going to queue up something. I'm going to test out the technology here because what I'm working on is the ability to pipe the audio directly into the phone. But the makers of Instagram, they don't want to make that easy. So I got to buy all kinds of dongles, and you can't just go to Best Buy for the dongle. And Amazon's like, yo, you'll get that shit next year. We're trying to give masks to frontline health workers. Slow your roll, Baratunde. And I respect that. I'm not even mad at Bezos right now. Those are the right priorities. And paying your workers and making sure that they're taken care of. So, good friend of mine texted me a link today. And she's like an associate producer on these shows. And she sent me a Facebook link. And you don't need a Facebook account to be able to see it. But I'm going to try to play this for you right now. And I apologize in advance for the audio quality because I can't pipe my super dope audio. Just so you know what's coming, like, that's what I got for y'all. I'm ready. I am ready for this lockdown. You see all these buttons? You see this? Yo, DJ Tunde in the house. But I don't have the right dongle, and I can't go to Best Buy. So we're going to make do for now because I want to show this video to you. It's a 4-minute video. You got to watch this whole thing. There's a family in the UK. They're stuck with each other. They've been cutting these songs. And this one dropped on Sunday, but I just found out today because I'm still catching up on missed Zoom meetings. So let me see if I can. You know what? In fact, I'm going to test it on a random YouTube video first just to get the frame up. And you can see what the algorithm recommends to me. Oh, yeah. So let me let you into my world, right? YouTube. How to pack a backpack. Why would you ever be looking at outdoor gear and backpack shit, Baratunde? Oh, I don't know. Because the world done lost its damn mind. So let's just play an REI video.
Here at REI, once you've gathered all your stuff for backpacking, it's time to pack it into your bag.
Okay.
There is a method to the madness here.
Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear this.
Packed bag. So let's talk about the best way to do that. So I have everything laid out here based on where it is going to live in my pack, starting with the stuff that goes on the bottom. So on the bottom of your bag, it's a good idea to carry the lighter items and the fluffier items.
Okay, great. So we don't have to watch Baratunde survivalism videos. But will I hear harmonies? We're about to find out. So I got to move some stuff out the way because I'm gonna do this so properly for you. Okay, I'm gonna sit it right in the middle there like so, and I'm gonna put the microphone by the laptop, and we are about to go. Just enjoy yourself.
him out on it.
Stop.
Come on, shut up.
Why are you hitting me? I haven't done anything.
Quiet.
Yeah, you're being loud.
She's just hit me all day. That's all she's done to
No,
me
I
all
did
day.
that.
No, all you did, Teddy.
Right, shh.
He's a bully.
One day more, another day, another destiny, shopping for online delivery. I'm trying to get a lead to find there's nothing till September time. One day more.
Today. How can I play when we are parting?
One day more.
Our grandparents are miles away. They can't work Skype, we're broken hearted.
One more day alone, my boy.
Will we ever meet again?
One more selfie with me blurry.
I am bored of being with you.
Until the day just blows.
So we swear until we lose.
Something never let me
One more day of moonlight. Do we get a change of clothes? Teachers fill up Google Classroom. Brothers there are exams for morning. Do I change my underwear? And we're sharing a bathroom. Time is now. The day is here.
One day more.
One more day's home education. Let's just let them run amok. We're not ready for these schoolboys, 'cause they just don't give
One
a
day more.
What can I do? See our lovely side. Clapping for the NHS could make them cry. Here's a little walk, there's a little ride. Such a is a bummer when this happens.
One day to a new beginning. Everyone will be vaccinated. New world to be winning. Do you hear the people sing?
My pizza's here. I eat with you.
One day more.
Our grandparents are miles away.
Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow we'll discover what Tesco Online has got in store. One more door. One more day. One day
And that was One Day More by some random ass British family who I never heard of, racking up 8.9 million views on the Book of Faces. That was spectacular. I really loved that. I hope you enjoyed it. And I see now, while that was playing, I had a chance to understand how this Q&A situation works. So I am going to pull up some of the questions that came in. First up, this is from Jen Nickel. Ask, has anyone not dug the Les Mis video? Do you really think they're human? I'll put it to you this way, Jen. I don't care if they're human. I mean, maybe we're all in a collective fever dream and none of this is real. Or maybe they are very advanced synthetic bots generated by Mark Zuckerbergian AI. You know, he bought that AI company, Oculus Rift. They could have generated this just with, algorithms and stuff. So, or they're animatronic. like the little creepy dolls at Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, look, at least we don't have to subject children to the creepy dolls at Chuck E. Cheese. That's like a good thing that has come out of the pandemic. All right, let's go to another question in the queue. You know what, Jen, you're just on a roll. So I'm going to hit up your other question. How do you navigate the world in regards to squashing internet conspiracy theories without being holier than thou? Help. That's an interesting question. So do y'all remember, I think it was like 30 years ago in the heart, but it was less than 2 weeks ago in the real world. These text messages started flying around, people saying, yo, I got an inside track. I got somebody in Washington who says president's going to declare martial law, lock down the whole nation tomorrow, right? And like I got this from so many different, I got this in the same way that I used to get those Nigerian email scams, or the like, forward this message or you'll have bad luck for the next 10 years. Like I'm talking some early 2000s level, multiple people sending the same thing to the point, and they all claim to have like a credible source in Washington. And I was like, yeah, listen here, Uncle Chuck from suburbia. I know you. Like you don't have no credible sources in Washington. So when the third person sent it and they claimed to be the one with the credible Washington source, that's how I knew this was some bull. So you can look for like a repeat signal in that sense. I have determined, and then there's definitely friends and people I love who have shared things out of love that are just wrong. And I don't try to like talk down to people. Hell, I probably shared something that was wrong. You know what? If you've shared any information from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the odds are you've been sharing shit that's wrong. Like, this is a moving situation. And I know there's people at the CDC working very hard. I also suspect there's a lot of like weird political pressure, and they are trying to protect the supply and sharing some things that aren't exactly true in terms of what kind of masks we should use, for example. So here's what I do. When I hear something new, I check out this Twitter list I created. In fact, I'm going to just do so many digital solids. So if you go to my bio on LinkedIn, I threw a few things in that bio. You can sign up for my mailing list. You could join my text thing. But then there's some things that aren't about me, like, the link to that Facebook video I just played you. That's in my LinkedIn bio link. And I just reactivated. I built a Twitter list that I call Trusted COVID-19 Sources. There's 11 accounts in this list. I'm not playing. And I got those accounts from a woman named Laurie Garrett, who I listen to on the Media, one of the most essential podcasts of our time. She is an award-winning science writer. And the host, Brooke Gladstone, asked her, who should we trust in this time? And she rattled off a bunch of names. And so I just copied those names and threw them into the Twitter box, and I built a list. And slowly I've added a handful of others. So I got that list, and then a few other people have made lists. And so I just check against the list. If I don't see people there talking about it, it's unverified, it's probably not true, and I just wait. And I just wait for at least a credible media outlet or 5 to say the same thing. Because some of what's happening in the current situation is what we know is changing. Things we thought were true are no longer true. And that isn't a conspiracy theory. That's not misinformation. That's just a new virus. And that's how it works. We think we know, we find out we're wrong, we update, we move forward. But then the other thing that can happen is you've got this political noise, and you've got people who are, Fox News of the world, who are really, they're not great. To be very, very, very generous, they're not great. And they see this as like a presidential moment, and that the virus was invented to like attack and undermine the president. Or you got these fake remedies flowing about there. So you got people trying to take economic opportunity, take economic advantage, and you've got people doing the political advantage thing. And so try to like filter those out. I will go to my list. Thank you, Jen. That's a good answer. Yo, we got David Malin in the house. I just got to do some acknowledgments of the room. Dave Malin and I graduated same year, Harvard 99. He is the professor of CS50, Computer Science 50 at Harvard, which I guess we all got time to take now, David. You know, I had put forth a public declaration that I wanted to take CS50 again. I took it for real in the fall of 1995. It definitely kicked my ass, but I'm still standing, literally. And so David has helped innovate this course and put it online in various ways. So maybe I will brush off, you know, my EduX account or whatever it takes to. I'm not going to do it. I don't even know why I'm pretending. There is no way in hell I'm going to learn. I am not teaching myself computer programming right now. But there is a question that came up, and I wanted to find it. But now Facebook, Instagram, whatever, same thing. Oh, here we go. This is a question from Sister Harriet X. Yo, that's a very, very militant name. Well done, Sister Harriet. Because Sister Harriet, that's already saying something, right? I mean, because you could have just been Harriet and left it. You could have just been like, fill in the blank, my G. Harriet. Which one? Which one do you think? But then you said Sister Harriet. And I'm like, oh, there's a signal. Sister Harriet, right? You're painting yourself a certain tone. And then you throw the X on there. And I was like, well, now there's no doubt. There is no doubt at all. What's good with Sister Harriet X? So I love your username. I don't know you. I probably never met you, but I'm feeling this username. This is crowd work. I'm working the crowd. This is Instagram comedy. I'm doing some crowd work. I can't make fun of nobody's shirt. All I got is a username. So I'm just riffing on these usernames. All right, so let me try to answer your real question. Which tech skills have you had to learn since the lockdown? Well, I bought myself some flints so I can make fire. So does that count as a tech skill? Oh, I had a little much of the brown liquid. I'm very loose at this point in the show. We got 10 minutes left. We're about to get the realist version of Baratunde. But legit, tech skills that I have tried to brush up on or had to learn. Let me tell you a story about Adobe products. Yes. So I woke up 2 weeks ago this Saturday, 3:30 in the morning, live on lockdown. Live on lockdown. It was just like ringing in my head. I got to make a show. I already got the name. I don't know what's in it, but it's live on lockdown. It's LOL. That's the show. And then I went about a crash course in all things digital. And I already know a decent amount digital, but you know, like I've had jobs in the past when those existed. I had them. I had some jobs in my day. One of those jobs is at The Onion, running digital stuff. One of those jobs is at The Daily Show, running digital stuff. So I'm supposed to know. But here's the thing. I also had this thing called staff, right? I hired people. Remember back when you used to hire people? When you could be like, I need some shit done. I'm going to throw some money at the problem. You remember when we used to be able to throw money at people to get things done that we didn't want to or didn't know how to or didn't have the time to do ourselves. So back in that era, I thrived. Let me tell you, people, I was so good. I was a good manager. I was very resourceful. But in the age of coronavirus, I don't have that kind of disposable income. So I have had to become my own full-on digital producer, my editor, the host, and the writer of this thing. And so I have been learning Photoshop again. I knew it back in the day, but yo, Photoshop's come a long way. All the swatches and the buttons. And Adobe Premiere. I dropped iMovie with the hotness. iMovie is garbaggio. Garbaggio. I'm going to make up an Italian word. iMovie is garbaggio. So I'm on the Adobe Premiere. I've been learning how to crop video, how to sample it down. I've been using rev.com to do transcription on all these videos. So I've got this workflow where I interview people for my show, mostly on this here phone, using FaceTime or WhatsApp, depending on where in the world people are. And then I have the right dongle for that. So I capture the video using QuickTime on the computer, and I use this super dope piece of equipment. This is a Rodecaster Pro. This is like, I got my fiance Elizabeth, who I love dearly, and then a distant second, but still very close to my heart, is this Rodecaster, because this shit is my road dog. And I can run all kinds of audio through here. And once I get those dongles, yo, you're going to hear the difference. So I've been learning audio through this box and these Adobe products, Rev.com, Zoom. And I thought I knew how to Zoom. I thought I was a pretty good Zoomer. Because, you get a link for like a conference call. I do a lot of events. I work with a lot of corporate people to like speak at their corporate events, but with like this Baratunde X flavor, Sister Harriet X. And so I've Zoomed before. I thought I knew how to Zoom. I did not know how to Zoom. All I want to do now is zoom, and a boom, boom. And it turns out it takes work. So I found myself just reading the Zoom blog, adjusting all kinds of Zoomy settings. And I'm learning the limitations of like the AirPods and how they connect. I basically become a production company during this quarantine, and there is no revenue associated with. There's no income associated with this, but it has mostly been fun. So thank you for the question. Oh yeah, mute all is a very good setting. And listen, if you're finding yourself like all of us in Club Zoom, because we got two places we can hang out without face masks. We got Instagram Live and we got Zoom. We got a request from Masks for America, so I'm going to view this request. This is going to be a test. We're going to go live. My pimple is literally getting stronger. This is like a corona pimple. Yo, this is so real, y'all. This is so real. I'm going live with Masks. Let's see how it goes. I'm waiting for Masks for America. So at some point, can you eat straight fruit and veg seeds in a pinch if all goes down? Asking for my family's survival. Fruit and vegetable seeds. I mean, look, what do we need? We need water. But I'm going to clear this question. And we are live. What's up, Masks for America? Please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you are, and how you are.
All right. This is an experiment for me, too. I was actually just going to put in a question, and then I couldn't find the little spot at the bottom of wherever I'm supposed to put the question. I couldn't find that. But I'm Kristen. I'm with Masks for America, if anybody's curious about that. It's masks, the number 4, america.org. We launched this weekend, raising money to send N95 equivalent masks to healthcare workers across the country. We just sent a big shipment that's on their way to New York City and to Puerto Rico. And we got another big shipment coming soon, so very exciting. But my name's Kristen. I co-founded, along with a few others, including Bob Bland, who was a co-founder of the Women's March, who some folks might know. I'm just sitting here sending millions of emails and listening to you and watching the counter tick up. We just got past, I'll show you here. I don't know if you can see it. Just got over 86,000. I don't know if there we go. 86,000 there. Very exciting. And I was sitting here. Here's the question that occurred to me, Baratunde.
Okay.
I wonder if you might be willing. Please feel free to say no.
Okay.
But here's the thought that occurred to me. If you might be willing to let us raffle off 5-minute FaceTime call with Baratunde, and all the money goes to buy masks for healthcare workers across the country.
Yeah, wow, way to put a brother on the spot, Masks for America. So I'll be super real with you, because I don't know any other way now that I've had the magic brown liquid. Maybe. And so I'm open to it, and my email, which is not secret, it's baratunde@baratunde.com. Shoot me the details, how it works. And I think what I'm curious about, so I'm connected to 2 different PPE distribution efforts.
Yeah.
One in New York City, one here in LA. And it's a grassroots thing, and it's sort of gauging directly to frontline health workers, so not through the hospital administrator, which sometimes has posed a problem. And there's Get Us PPE, and there's Project N95, and there's no such thing as too much
We're in the
effort.
Get Us PPE coalition.
So you're in that coalition.
Yeah.
That's great to know. So where are you getting your mask? So this is not just for my own vetting, but for the people
Yeah.
watching. There's a lot of efforts to get masks to
Yeah.
people. Masks for America. You're raising nearly $85,000. Who's your connect?
Okay, so
Where you
Bob
getting these
Bland
masks
actually
from?
is our secret sauce, right? So she has a long background, like decades long, in manufacturing and sourcing. So she just got to work doing hella boring research for hours and hours and hours, like with her kids and the babies running around, the whole thing. And so she's talked to manufacturers, talked directly to people at these different sources all over the world. She's talked to a bunch of city and state governments. We have been talking to the Congressional Progressive Caucus in DC, just making a lot of connections to figure out where are people getting masks from, what the holdup is, how do we make sure these different masks are legit. So I don't want to make it too boring for everybody, but long story short is the factory that we found and we're working with. It's in Asia. We're getting those KN95 masks. These are vetted. They're fully vetted. The factory is FDA registered. The KN95s are CDC approved. Like the whole thing. We have all the paperwork. And this morning we had a call to see actual samples of the masks that are coming in. And we've actually helped facilitate the purchase of I think it's a couple million masks now from different governments and hospital systems across the country who are ready to just make their own purchases, and they just needed a source. So our factory can put out. This is really exciting. 1.5 million of these masks a day.
I'll take it. I'll take all the masks.
Yeah. So it's really a matter of getting the funding.
What's the per mask cost? Because I see a lot of masks going online on eBay for like $12 or $6 or $4 feels like a deal. What's your unit pricing?
$2.
$2.
$2 a mask. And the broker that we're working with is actually, this broker is a really decent guy, and he is waiving his broker fees entirely. He's not taking a cut at all. There's just, everybody working on the effort is entirely volunteer. Just, yeah. So
how can people find this effort? Where do they go?
Okay. Masks for America. It's the number 4.org. Yeah. And
thank you.
Every $2 puts an actual mask in the actual hands of a healthcare provider. Our first shipments are going to be landing soon, and we'll have photos and videos and all those things of those getting there.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Masks for America. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you for joining. Send me the email ask so I understand the details of how that works. But in spirit, I'm already down. And obviously,
awesome.
Thanks for helping me experiment with the IG Live situation.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Peace. All right. See ya.
So we just heard from Masks for America, which is an effort I just learned about earlier today on a Zoom call, because those are the only types of calls. You know what, I would love a phone call. I just want somebody I want a low fidelity audio connection to another human. I don't want to have good lighting and makeup to exist as a human being. And I'm already in the industry. Masks for America, numeral 4. I forgot she said .org or .com, but you're resourceful. If you're already figuring out Instagram Live, you can figure that out too. Thank you so much for helping me test out this tech. And I see a couple more questions have come in as we start to wind down. What's funny to me is I see all these responses to my question about what state's going to be the last one. So let's see what else has come in. 10 minutes ago. Okay, I'm going to put this up from King Wallonius. We got legends in the house. Just everybody just click on this profile and follow. There's a great artist, great human. Thank you so much, Will, for asking. How have your projections for the next 5 to 10 years changed in the last 2 months? So yeah, I had aspired to buy a home, to do a lot more like Hollywood shit. And now what I want is water purifiers and to be able to pitch a tent with a quickness And probably, like, I don't really want to be packing firearms because those are crazy, but I would like to up my knife handling skills. Yeah, man, my projection, look, the next 5 to 10, it honestly hasn't changed very much in terms of the next 5 to 10 years. The next 5 to 10 months, radical difference. This year was projected to be a banner year for me, business wise. A lot of my business is travel. A lot of my business model has been the following: jump on a plane, go to a place, into a room filled with a lot of people, breathe aggressively on those people in the form of speech, and then hang out in close proximity to said people after the heavy breathing exercise and collect money. So that business model is on pause right now, much like so much of life right now. So 5 to 10 months, things are different. And that's why I'm doing this home studio situation. Hope to be making some more podcasts soon. And just things I can do from right here, like quarantine-friendly ways of making money and making a living and paying for this nice wallpaper ceiling, because it is not cheap, let me tell you. And that's the wall. I don't even want to know what the real wood ceiling would have cost me. This is the wallpaper version. But as far as the next 5 to 10, as I just kind of riff and think about it in the moment, I think we got some interesting opportunities, Will. Not just me, but like we, like capital W, we. So at one of my other Zoom calls today, not to brag, I have a lot of Zoom calls. I don't know about you, but I'm big on Zoom. So it was a climate-related call. And you should follow my boy Upriser, Danielle Giles. He picked such a unique username, I can't even spell it. How do you spell Upriser? Up, I think it's Rhizer. But because I want to show this brother some love because he's so big on the, yes, I nailed it. Uprizer. Follow that account on Instagram. The climate crisis is still here. And so I've been thinking about this moment, not just as tragedy, but as opportunity. And when I say opportunity, I don't mean like a Jared Kushner-esque, nepotistic, sort of skimming off the top, or like eBaying all my Purell kind of opportunity. I mean that we are in pain, we are hurting, and I am in that we not hurting relative to someone who's really living paycheck to paycheck, who's already in debt, who's not even having a lease with a landlord, but in a sort of week-by-week hotel living situation. There are so many folks who are really hurting. And with that hurt, there's also opportunity as we pause things to fix things. And so many of the excuses to do the big change that we talk about is, well, it's very complicated. We got a lot of jobs at stake, and there's a lot of traffic, and you can't really shut the machine down to fix the machine. So if you want to reform capitalism while running capitalism, you dig, it's kind of impossible. But, if ever there comes a time when we shut the machine down, then maybe we could get to your big ideas about like a Green New Deal or humane capitalism or like justice re-injected into the criminal justice system. Well, it turns out everything's on pause right now. The machine is down. The gears have ground to a halt, so it is no longer dangerous to stick your hand into those gears and rearrange them. So I am thinking, and I don't have specifics, Will, but I'm thinking about what does it mean to do the real reform? Because now is a time to think about, as we restart this engine, how could it be done better? And so I'm thinking about it personally in my own life, how we deal with stuff in our